Small Town Minds.
Hello there. Welcome to Small Town Minds, a podcast from three guys in small town from Tennessee. This is episode 5. We talk about anything, everything, nothing, somewhere in the lines in between all that. Hey guys, what's up?
Uh, Not much. Not much. Looking to get back at it. Postponed last week. Looking forward to 3 weeks, I guess, worth of
3 weeks of
content. It
topics.
seems like we
3 weeks.
we could probably do this show every week the way the news cycle is, but I'm looking forward to chatting it up with you guys.
I think we could probably do it every day almost.
Yeah.
It seems like every day there's a lot of crazy stuff. I guess the first thing we'll talk about is the great big tension, the warring between these two giants, the things that's happening in the world today. I'm talking about, of course, Disney and Google. Having a little spat, if you will. Right, Braden? A little
This
bit of a
one,
problem over there.
yeah, this one actually hits a little close to home for me.
Uh-huh.
I am a YouTube TV subscriber. I've been one since like 2019. When it started out, I believe it was $45 a month, somewhere around in there.
Okay.
Solid selection of channels. And I think I pay $100 now. Now, obviously, they've added
That's a jump.
So, and I'm a big sports fan. So primarily why I've kept YouTube TV for so long is because two things: sports and wrestling. So it's ironic though, because I was just talking with my wife about getting rid of YouTube TV. As we'll get into, this economy is getting a little crazy, so we're looking to cut some costs. And I thought, okay, they've got that ESPN app now for $30 a month. And I thought, well, if I cut YouTube, I could save $70, whatever. But this made the decision a little more iffy. I'm trying to give them a little time, but it's frustrating because there was another set of channels like 6 months to a year ago, and I can't remember right off the top of my head what they were. But it seems like YouTube TV, especially Google, the parent company, they go through this all the time because they are the largest, for lack of a better way of putting it, cable provider, because that's essentially what it is. So,
Sure.
Yeah, but it's frustrating from a consumer perspective for sure.
Well, it's not just the ESPN. It's going down the line with all of the Google stuff with Disney. I know digital stuff, collecting as far as like Movies Anywhere. That's that app that ports everything from Fandango at home and iTunes and Google Play and all that. It puts all the movies together, or the majority of
Yep.
them. Well, Google Play has been removed from the Movies Anywhere. So if you have
Wow.
a digital copy and you redeem it in Google Play, it will not go through Movies Anywhere right now, or so it won't go to any of the other ones. Now, so far, all the past ones are still on there, but I guess eventually, if they don't reach a resolution and put it back on there, all those may be lost as far as like going to different places. So
Yeah.
that's a really annoying thing for me too, as well. Which they may actually reach some sort of resolution at some point. But yeah, they really are kind of fighting it out right now, and it's sort of at a standstill. It looks like so.
Yep.
It's unfortunate. And YouTube itself. Let's just go back to YouTube itself, man. Back in the day, it used to be a place you could go and watch something and really enjoy it. I don't have YouTube TV, but just like as a casual observer of YouTube, it's so annoying to try to watch something on there. There's so many ads on there now. It is ridiculous.
So
You know what I mean?
I'm a YouTube Premium subscriber. Two reasons: you get YouTube Music, which I've used Spotify, I've used Amazon Music. I think it's solid. Like it does what I need it to do. And you get no ads on YouTube. And my girls, they've got tablets. They probably use them a little too much for my liking sometimes, but they are a godsend. And they watch a lot of YouTube. I think, I can't remember if we talked about it on here in a past episode or via text or just conversation, but there was a study that a lot of kids, I guess it's Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever, they watch. It used to be Disney. You had to have Disney, the Disney Channel, Disney Plus, whatever. Right. Now kids watch YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So,
absolutely.
And to your point, I was getting YouTube Premium for free, essentially through like Google rewards. They send you a survey, you answer it, they give you like 50 cents. And it was paying for it for a long time. And then I thought, you know what, to hell with it. I'll just pay for it. I think it's like $14 a month, something like that. And like I said, the girls use it. So, because to your point, if not, yeah, the ads are ridiculous, all over the place.
Yeah, and I may go that way whenever Hulu drops off, because then I won't have really a need for Spotify as much because I get them bundled together right now. So when that's gone, that might be something that I might consider as well. My question to you, though, is when you're on the phone and you go from the app, does the music still play with YouTube? Because I know certain apps don't. Okay, it does still play. Okay, yep. And that should be a consideration.
In fact, and I hope if once we release this into the interwebs, Google doesn't see this and they're like, we got to fix him. I can watch something on my phone. I put my account on the girls' tablets. They can watch something. I can watch something on my phone or TV, all on the same account. And it's all different things. I don't know if that's a glitch. I don't know if that's because we're in the same household. I don't know, but I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Well, hopefully that gets resolved. The big war of the worlds right now. I guess on a minor note, maybe we'll talk about Venezuela, Matt. Venezuela, doing some stuff over there. What's happening?
Yeah, I was just ran into a couple of articles. Didn't realize there was anything brewing in that area. Also, didn't really understand, I guess, where Venezuela was, to be honest. When I started looking at it and realizing that it was, it's right there on the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America.
Gulf of America?
But yeah, so I guess Venezuela is another country that has a lot of crude oil reserves.
Oil, you say? Oil?
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently a lot of it. From the things that I read, I guess apparently their oil's a little harder to refine, but still, yet it's oil. It's good oil. It makes things, and they've had apparently deals going with Russia and China. And right now, I guess there's some tensions brewing between the current administration here in the United States and Venezuela. And from the last article that I've seen, it looks like potentially they're reaching out for help from Russia and China.
Which that kind of seems right on par for the course, don't you? What do you say? I mean,
yeah, I would think from the way they're talking, that would be a great strategic place for Russia and China to have a hold.
When we go back and look at stuff from World War I and World War II and the superpowers and stuff, I mean, it's getting a little too close for comfort, if you ask me, because it's just, all these alliances and stuff, and it's not looking too good there when they all band together.
And is Venezuela the country that we've been blowing the hell out of drug boats? Or am I mistaken?
I'm pretty sure that's right, yeah.
Possibly, yeah. I think you're right.
So, honestly, when you sent that article before we started recording, Matt, and I was reading, that was news to me. I've been keeping a decent eye on the situation, but I didn't realize that they were trying to band together with Russia and China. And yeah, to Mike's point, it's like, whew, okay. I don't, reading the tea leaves, I don't like where this is heading.
Well, and what I thought was wild, and originally I'd heard from it from a different article. That was just the one I could find to send you guys. It was a video that I was watching. Oh Lord, and I lost track of thought. Let me try to gather this back up. It was talking about the fact that we've been getting all of our oil from the Middle East for a long time, and while we've been basically controlling that area, Russia and China had been buying oil from Venezuela. It was just wild to think about, that something like that was happening so close.
Did you know, on the topic of oil, and this is just right off the top of my head. So about a year or so ago, I went, during election season, I went down a rabbit hole because I kept hearing when Trump was in office, we were energy independent, and we didn't have to import oil and all this other shit. And I'm just like, really? Yeah. And so, very layman's terms, read a bunch of articles, watched a bunch of videos, did my own research, as a certain crowd likes to say. To my understanding, we can't.
News.
Yeah, we can't use any of our own oil. It's something to do with the oil here. It's a certain type. So we have to export that and import Middle Eastern, Venezuelan, other countries' oils because our refineries aren't set. I think it's our refineries aren't set up for our type of oil. So it's an exchange of sorts.
Okay.
So again, that was a very, very dumbed down version of the broader picture. But the myth that we're energy independent or we never import oil and things of that nature is just a load of shit. So
yeah, of course, we wouldn't care about these countries that have oil if that was the case. Right?
Yeah,
but that would never be the case. Yeah. All right, let's go on to some more topics here. Larry Bushard Jr., the guy that I talked about, I think in the last podcast maybe, the guy in Tennessee that got arrested for posting that Facebook meme about that was quoting Trump, where he said we need to get over this with the Kirk shooting. The guy arrested for it. He has been released and the charges have been dropped, thankfully. But it's kind of wild. If you read the articles about it, the officer was like saying basically like, well, the reason we really arrested him is because he wouldn't take the post down. Lawsuit? What do you think, guys? What's going on? Is he going to sue? Is he going to sue him or what?
I think he's got a case.
Yeah.
We definitely have a case.
Pretty wild stuff, huh? It's wild that they came to the senses pretty quickly, but wow, that's I think it's just probably because it garnered so much attention nationwide, and people were talking about it. But that could have easily got sort of just flew under the radar, and he just could have just been in there for a long time. So that's a scary precedent right there. I did not like that. So I am glad to see he's free, and and hopefully he does get some money out of it because that was some bullshit. All right. We're just going to jump around topic to topic here, guys. Matt, let's talk about some robots. You say you need a robot in your life?
Yeah, I'm having some struggles keeping the house clean, and it would be nice to have something other than this little robot circle that runs around my
Yeah, just
floor and pushes dirt around.
it just
Um,
humps things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know.
yeah,
I've got one of those too.
yeah, yeah. I was seeing. I guess shall I say I just learned about Neo, the new robot butler.
You you are the
Apparently,
one.
it's a yeah, it's a. I thought the same thing. I was like, that's too funny. Um, but yeah, it's a humanoid robot. You can get it in three colors. It has a face, or I
I
guess,
wanted a few more colors.
hold on. The feature was stated as it has a head. I think that was how it was states it. But when I got to learning more about it, and the story that brought it to my attention also went into the fact that right now, even though they're taking orders for this robot butler, all the demos are basically the robot being controlled by someone else in another room. Um,
So, well, that's the. So they're not fully developed yet, right? They're working on it. Is that what you're saying? Basically, it's almost
yeah,
there,
yeah,
maybe.
that's the way I took it. It's nearly there, but for right now,
It's
they're
there.
just having somebody run the robot from another room. So I
Yeah.
guess right now, if you buy the early version, you also have to take the operator in.
You take the operator in.
Uh,
Oh, that's funny. Seemed pretty useless, didn't it? In the video, pretty useless so
Yeah,
far.
yeah. So far, what it looked like it was going to be pretty slow. I mean,
Yeah.
I procrastinate pretty good and could still get a few things done faster than it was moving. So
Well, this takes laziness to a whole new level, right? I mean, if
yeah,
you're going to wait a couple minutes to get a glass or a bottle of water from the fridge that you could have gotten in like 30 seconds, it's like, well, what's the point? Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure, as with anything, I'm sure in 10 years it'll be a totally different situation, right? It probably will develop and be a lot more advanced. But right now, whoever buys that, good luck.
hmm.
Good,
yeah.
good luck. Um, what else do we got here? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about Snap. Snap Crackle Pop. No, not the cereal. Let's talk a little bit about some Snap, Braden. Uh, got I mean, at least we're getting a ballroom and we're getting all this other stuff. But what about what about Snap?
So I was actually just having a conversation with my mom today about this, and we were talking that, yeah, I'm sure the program is abused. I've got relatives that are,
Everything is abused to a degree. Yeah.
yeah, I've got relatives who abuse the program and are probably in some ways undeserving, whatever. But there are people out there who need it, who rely on it, and are trying. Um, and it is wild to me that you okay. This isn't about the say people abuse it. This isn't about that mother or that father who's a deadbeat. They have a child. That child does not know any better. Like it was brought into this world not of their own choice. So for people who preach Christian values and think about the children,
Right.
for
Right.
them
Right.
to
Right.
celebrate.
We have to have the children. Okay. We can't have abortions. We must have those
Yeah.
children. We don't want to take care of them or give them food, but we have to have them.
Exactly. Fucking exactly. Like it for people who, and then they turn around and they celebrate. Well, I guess the deadbeats aren't going to get their government help or however they put it, and it's just like, wow, really? Like
Mhm.
it just It's astounding.
But listen. Now, when you talk about people abusing the system, and I'm sure that that is the case, and it happens. But it isn't the kind of abuse the system like it used to be. Okay, we're not talking about the food stamp coupons that people could go into the store and get change and use the change for other things back like they did back in the day. Now, could some people maybe like be giving other people food for money or something? Sure, but for the most part, the abuse itself is eating, right? It's literally feeding people. So, but that's still, like you said, it isn't the majority of it. There are people that actually need it. There's people that need it for a while. There's people that need it for their whole lives. I mean, they're not a part of the workforce, and they're never going to be for whatever reason. They can't be it, and that's just the way it is. So they have to have the stuff. But apparently it's not as important as a lot of other things to the government, right? Because they have the funds available. They don't want to do it. And instead of giving it to people, we want to just say, hey, well, we are going to just make it about the vilifying of the other party. That way you'll hate them more. So when you don't get your stuff, you're going to hate them. Even though we could give it to you, we're not going to. Am I wrong on that?
That's what it feels like. I mean, each side's pointing a finger and vilifying the other one.
Right.
When we should be able to feed everyone and be able to have health care.
Right.
I don't know how true it was, but I saw someone say today, out of 25, or maybe it's 24, richest countries, only 23 have figured out how to do universal health care. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. Nice jab there.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too, is that's the reason for all this is the shutdown, obviously, and we talked about this a little bit last time. But Braden, if you want to go into it a little farther, like the reasons for the shutdown and the subsidies situation and all that. I mean, it's convoluted a little bit. I mean, I understand that there are a lot of problems here. Can you explain that a little bit better?
Yeah. So I actually had a guy I work with send me a pretty insightful video where it essentially said it blamed the Democrats. Okay. I'm listening, watching it, and it's over the ACA or Obamacare subsidies, which we touched on last time. What I admittedly did not know is it's over the COVID subsidies that lowered prices, and then it got extended through, I believe, the Inflation Reduction Act. There was one bill, the American Rescue Plan, and I think the Inflation Reduction Act was after, and it got extended through the end of this year.
Right.
And they don't want to extend that again. And the guy was saying, well, hey, they're not going to, the prices aren't going to go up. They'll go back to base rates.
No, they're not. But that's the thing. They're not going to.
Exactly. Like, I understand the point the guy was trying to make, but I think
I understand the point too.
But there's a deeper issue is it's like, okay, if you look up the definition of a government, you can tie this even back to the SNAP benefits we were just talking about. The definition of a government's primary function to maintain order and security by enforcing laws, defending against external threats, while also promoting the general welfare of its citizens and providing public goods and services like infrastructure, education, and healthcare. So it's clearly failing right now. If that's what the Democrats are fighting for, is to essentially provide affordable health care to citizens.
Right.
Not illegal aliens. No matter how you try to spin it, no matter how you try
that is the spin.
It doesn't matter. And again, I'm just astounded by the finger pointing and the blame game. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I don't understand any of it.
Well, we're looking at an exponential possible increase of insurance, even on people that sign on Obamacare. I mean, we're talking about
Yep.
hundreds of dollars here. And in
Yep.
a time where people are barely getting by and everything is just skyrocketed, I mean, this is a huge blow, a disastrous blow to the American people, which I think a lot of people aren't understanding or, not realizing that it's going to happen or has a very strong possibility of happening. So when that happens, I mean, what's everybody going to do? And so that's a big point of it. But I don't know what the answer is going to be. I don't think the Republicans are going to give in. I don't think they give a shit. I think they're like, we have the power and we're going to wait this out. And we don't care if everybody has to suffer because we're just going to blame it on you. And then once you finally give up, we'll just do what we're going to do, and so everything you're wanting and asking for as far as revisions is going to go out the window. It's unfortunate, but I don't see it happening any other way. Matt, you got any perspective on that one?
I'm at a loss, guys. I just really, I personally feel like we're being played from both angles, and it hurts.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if either one's screwing us harder, but we're obviously in a point in time to where things are volatile enough that we keep falling for the cycle that we're in. So no, I don't have anything useful for that conversation. Just a lot of uncertainty and sadness.
Well, I mean, I think you're right. I mean, I think that neither one of them either have the power generally or have the want to actually help this actual economic crisis that we're in. I mean, but you have to look at the Republicans have full control right now. I mean, they have absolute control that they should be able to do things to help the people if they wanted to, and they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And
the fact that there's funds there and SNAP isn't being put back in is really hard to fathom. Are they thinking it's going to last a whole nother month, and that's why they're holding on because maybe they need those funds for next month? But
well, I don't think it's that. I think they probably need it for maybe a second ballroom or something, though.
there you go.
Yeah, maybe in the other wing we could figure out something. But look, and it's not just the government, not just the like national government, the state governments as well. They have emergency funds as well. Here in Tennessee, Mr. Lee, as I call him, Trump Jr., he has funds too, and he will not allocate them for that either. He's like, no, not gonna do it, not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent, not gonna do it. So, I mean, if you want to look at the people who are literally letting you starve, I mean, it's the people in power, right?
And my fear is people start starving, can't feed their families.
Shit's going to get bad.
That shit's going to get bad, and civil unrest will take place in pockets. And what then? More National Guard, military even, and martial law. And that's what I feel like is the end game. So.
Not good.
No.
Don't like it. Don't like that at all. All right. Let's jump around a little bit. So we have a song here. AI artist Xania. How do you say her name? Xania Monet. Xenia Monet.
Monet. Yeah.
Monet on the R&B charts. First AI artist on the R&B charts. What do we think about that, guys? I listened to the song. My wife listened to it. She said she thought it was a conservative song about how women need a man, otherwise that they have daddy issues and all this. But
It
what did you did you think about this song?
it was very daddy issues.
It was very daddy issues. Yes, yes, yes.
But it it
Sounded like a
wasn't
song, didn't
it wasn't bad. Like I was bobbing my head. The beat was nice. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, holy shit. This like
it?
because again, aside from the content, it wasn't bad. I mean, am I going to listen to it again? Probably not. But
Yeah.
I could understand the appeal
Hmm.
of I think on YouTube Music it had 7.8 million plays.
Wow, that's
Ridiculous.
wild. Matt, did you listen to the song?
I did not listen to the song. I read a little bit about it, but I didn't actually listen to the song itself. Definitely wild to think that AI would be topping any kind of charts, but
I mean, it didn't take long, did it? It didn't really take long at all.
no,
So
didn't take long.
And I
that's pretty
mean,
wild.
I sent you guys they're doing it. Who I don't even know what programs these people are using or how they're doing it, but the glycerine, Bush
Yeah,
soul.
the
Oh yeah,
Motown. Hmm.
I
Yeah,
legitimately like that. I've re-listened to that. I think that's a good cover.
it's
It's and it's just wild to me. I'm like, wow. I don't even, and that's the whole thing. We talk about it every week because it's going to keep coming. We don't even know what the
yeah,
fuck AI is. Like, we don't. Like,
it's
it's making
magic.
songs. I mean, really, it's making
It kind of
songs. It's
is.
making videos, doing all this shit. We still don't even know what it is.
yeah. I've used it to edit a few photos since we've started talking about AI, and it's just wild. Taking a photo of someone whose head's turned in an angle like this, and it'll bring it back
Yep.
together and put their face together to where it's looking straight ahead. You
Hmm.
can change their clothes. You can.
Yep.
It's like, okay, like that's pretty wild. You're taking information just based off what you see there and forming a whole
Yeah.
face.
Look at that video where Tilly Norwood had my shirt on. She was wearing.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's wild. Yeah, it's gonna get crazy, man. It's gonna get so advanced that I think it's gonna be the future. I mean, will there always be artists? I think there will be, and they're still in a sense involves a little bit of creativity, right? You have to think up like, oh, let's put glycerine with Motown, right? There's a little bit of creativity there, right? I mean, you're not working your ass off trying to learn notes or anything. You're trying to get the
Yep.
sound, but it's a thought of creativity, which I think creativity is going forward is going to be more thought process than actual work. You know,
yeah,
I mean, will there always be bands and filmmakers and stuff and artists? I think there will, but it's just going to be streamlined with this. I mean, it's just going to be. I mean, look, I've seen so many people say, no to AI and blah blah blah, but you're just fighting the future. You can't. It's not going away.
No.
You can say it, but it's just too easily accessible. It's too. I mean, it's definitely the lazy man's way of doing stuff, but it's there, and people are going to use it. It's a.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really no fight there really. So yeah, that's wild. Let's go on to a few other things. Elon Musk company, boring company. It's very boring. It's
boring company.
He's got a boring company. Anyway, they're going ahead and breaking ground on the Nashville Tunnel, the one that they're doing here in this underground city here, which is just for Teslas apparently, but without the approval of the city. He doesn't. He gives no fucks. Huh? He's just like, I got the money. I'm going to do it, no matter what you
Yeah,
say.
seems wild not having the city buy-in on it. It's pretty wild anyway. I didn't realize. Uh, And maybe Braden, once again, it was something you sent to us about the Boring Company and got me reading up on that. But I didn't realize they were already building tunnels in other areas also.
Yeah, was it Las Vegas or somewhere or something? There's another one
Think
kind of
so.
already built, I think. Yeah, yeah. So this was one just to get to well, I guess what from the airport to downtown Nashville, but just for Teslas, right? So it's not really like
Gotta gotta get to those bachelorette parties quicker, y'all.
you got to,
Boys.
man. I mean,
Uh, every day I'm more and more convinced that Elon Musk is a comic book supervillain in real life. And I only say that slightly tongue in cheek.
I just watched those Austin Power video movies the other day. So he's just like,
Yeah. $1 million.
And apparently, he wants a robot army as well. The reason he wants the $1 trillion is so he can have a robot army. Just like, what?
I had not heard that one. That one's an interesting statement.
I hate this timeline sometimes.
Yeah. I do sometimes wonder where we veered off. And
Is that
and
damn
the other
gorilla?
version of me is in a much better time.
yeah, it's kind of wild. Sometimes the headlines that you read, you're just taken aback because they're just so outlandish. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. What else we got here? Tennessee whites only community. Got a guy here, Eric Orwell,
Uh,
created one in Arkansas. Yeah, whites only community, starting one up.
I couldn't even bring myself to read that one. That's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. It's yeah. What else can you say about it?
Yeah.
So let's go back to some stuff. Let's talk a little bit about Prince Andrew. I don't know if you guys have heard anything about him lately, but he's been in the news a little bit.
No longer a prince, is he?
Been stripped of all his titles and kicked out of the old kingdom, I guess.
Wow. Did he cut off
Yeah.
the family jewels?
Oh,
But
maybe.
sorry.
It should have.
My
Should have a
bad.
long time ago. That would have helped, maybe.
Yeah.
But you know why, right? Right?
No, actually, I don't. I don't. I am someone who follows royalty. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
penny royalty, right?
Penny royalty, yes.
It's this whole thing about Epstein. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He the girl. Okay. The girl. Her name was, what was her name? Braden, you know her?
Oh, 2 seconds. Carry on.
Free. Virginia G.
Yeah.
She came out, and there was a documentary a long time ago about it, and she had pictures of her and Epstein and Prince Andrew together, and she said all this stuff happened, and all this stuff. This was a long time ago. Prince Andrew actually did an interview. This has been a while back too, and it was super creepy, and it more or less implicated him more than it helped his case. I'm really not sure what he's trying to do, but anyway. And so now this girl, this Virginia girl, now she was writing a book, and she committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, committed suicide. She did.
Yeah.
But there was a ghostwriter that finished the book, and the book is coming out if it's not out already. And apparently, this ghostwriter says that they have pretty much the list, the Epstein list. That's what I heard. I don't know, but anyway, because of all of this, yes, Prince Andrew stripped of all of his titles. So can we just say, hey, it sounds like Britain a little classier than the old U.S. right now?
Well,
Always have been. Oh, yeah. It's. Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say it is good to see, that if they believe that this is what has happened, then yeah, like strip them of those titles. And I know that's why we're not seeing a list. Is there's a lot of stuff that people won't want us to see, but this is one that obviously there's already enough evidence to make a movement.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there was, I mean, enough pushback probably from the people over there that they're like, get rid of this guy. You know? And
Yeah.
and maybe they just don't want to see it. And that's the thing too. I feel like you let's go back to Watergate, and Nixon. I mean, we at that time we had a sort of culture where we did not put up with this sort of thing and endorse it, and that's why Nixon. I mean, he stepped down because he knew what was going to happen, right? I mean, it wasn't even a question. I mean, he could have tried to stay, but it wasn't going to happen for him. And so he saw the writing on the wall. But in this day and age, there is no writing on the wall because literally nothing happens here at all, which is scary. It is scary.
Nixon walked so Trump could do this, and no,
Yep.
for real. I think that was the test, and then over the next 50 years, things were put in place to make sure once the right guy got in there, once they had everything the way they wanted it, they could do what they're doing now. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're doing it for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Let's do a list of some of these Trump tirades. Trump mad at Canada. No trade negotiations because of a Ronald Reagan ad saying that tariffs were bad. Thoughts?
I love that they used Reagan because he's prior to Trump, he was the Republican poster boy.
Yep.
So it's, I mean, you can find the unedited clip. I don't even think the clip they put out was unedited, but I mean, it was perfect use by Canada to use the poster boy and just show how far the party's fallen.
Yeah, exactly. Then of course, we had the big the march, the No Kings March a while back, and then we had that AI video that Trump posted of himself pooping all over the protesters. Thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think that it happened just before we talked last time, if I remember correctly.
No, it came out. It happened right after we posted our last
really?
episode. Yeah, so we
Gotcha.
haven't got a chance to talk about it. Did you have anything to say about that one?
The whole AI generated meme stuff it really baffles me. But yeah, I thought the one that he had where, it had the Democratic senator with the sombrero and stuff on was bad enough. But yeah, the one with the Top Gun, him sitting in the jet, it's like, okay. What reality are we in again? Is kind of where I was at, thinking, that this is what our president does.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's very immature kind of stuff. Like, and the same thing like with Caroline Leavitt saying "your mom" to that reporter.
Oh yeah,
That's
he thought this
your
was
mom.
a good idea. Your mom, yeah. I'm like,
I mean, I get it. We grew up saying this stuff as kids or whatever, but it's like
Yeah.
when and if you grow up and you're in a certain whatever, it's okay. But if you're an actual government official, I'm not sure that's the right decorum for for it.
I,
Um,
I I thought several times, like, I'm wondering if I could use this in an email at work. Like, how much longer would I hold my job if I just responded back to someone who was trying to get some valid information with your mom?
yeah.
Uh,
um, let's go on. Let's see. We got Trump's paying himself $230 million for the investigations. What'd you say about
Yeah,
a grifter? A grifter there, Brandon? What's he?
I mean, grifter's gonna grift. You got this. You got his son. Right before uh, a week or so back, there was something with China. He tweeted out another tariff increase, and his son made like 120, $130 million off of some type of he either invested or he sold. I can't remember the exact specifics, but basically, basically insider trading, essentially, because I'm sure he's like, "Hey, Dad, you fixing to tweet that? I see what you're writing," and then does whatever he needs to do, and bam, it's just. And I seen a guy, a Republican representative on CNN the other day, and they basically, the reporter asked him something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, but for all the talk about the Biden crime family, how do you explain what's going on with the Trump family and all the corruption? And he said, well, the difference is at least they're admitting to it or not hiding it, something to that effect, talking about the Trump family. And I'm like, what? That does not make it better.
Does not.
Like, it's like, a bank robber. Well, I told these people I was going to rob them. Like, I admitted to it.
Yeah.
What are you arresting me for? Like,
Yeah.
I just, and the 230 million, it's just further corruption. Like, I don't even know, to quote the great Freddie Mercury, is this real life? Is this just fantasy? Like,
More like a nightmare.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Trump 2028 stuff. He's kind of saying now, oh, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that kind of thing. And I think this is all just a ploy to kind of calm things down before the midterms. That's just my thoughts on it. But you had Bannon over there saying, yeah, he's going to be president. Get used to it. He's going to be president. And if you listen to the whole thing that he said, yeah, he's not really that churchy. He's not really religious, but he's more of he's a very saintly figure, right? It's like, yeah, he's not very churchy. You can kind of see that, right? But it's like he's gonna try. He's gonna try. He's got. I mean, he even had the hats. Come on. I mean, he's gonna try. He's just he's baiting his time because he knows if he gets too much of an uproar about it right now, he's not going to be able to pull it off. But we'll see. I will be very surprised.
And maybe we go more into it on future episodes, but you mentioned Bannon. It's not just Trump. We talk a lot about Trump, and rightfully so, but it's the goons around him. Bannon, Peter Thiel, we mentioned Musk, who's in the circle, Stephen Miller.
Yeah.
A lot of these billionaires and people of influence.
Pam Bondi. Yeah.
Pam Bondi, a lot of these people who have played the game for a long time, and they've got the perfect puppet for a certain segment of people, and they're like, "Oh shit, this is working! Go, go, go! Push, push, push!" So, again, I mean, I like yourself. I would be shocked if he doesn't try it.
So I'm listening to this podcast. It's called The Left House on the Left. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but they're great.
Yeah.
And they're doing this piece right now. It's on it's basically about Nazis and stuff. It's about not Hitler, but Hemlock Himmler, which was basically the one that pretty much set the precedent down for most of what happened with the Nazis, like with all of the concentration camps and stuff. So he was really more of the brains behind it than Hitler was. And what they're saying, and a lot of it was like, basically that's what they did is they used Hitler as a puppet, and they thought that they could control him. But eventually, he and his little small circle got out of control. You know what I mean? Which can easily probably happen once they get enough power. It just kind of gets out of control. And then another thing he did is he pardoned a convicted guy who pled guilty, the Binance founder guy. He already said he was guilty, but he got pardoned for it. And if you look at why, you understand why, don't you? Because he's mixed up in the whole the coin stuff that Trump has, right?
Yeah, that's the way I understood it too. It is he was one of the folks who helped Trump found whatever that was. I can't remember the name of the dollar at the moment.
I don't remember the name of it either.
Coin.
But, yeah. So I mean, it's just like you said. It is out in the open. I mean, it is out in the open. I think I told you that I do miss the days when all the corruption was a little bit under the table or whatever, because it does. It's too alarming that it is such. It's allowed to happen so easily. You know, that kind of stuff is really, really kind of scary. I gotta ask you a question, Braden. Why does Trump live rent free inside your head?
Again, it like I just said, it's not so much him. He's the figurehead. Mm-hmm. It's this whole movement, man. It's what we've been talking about seemingly every episode, and it's just keeps inching further and further along, and it's this cult of personality. It's quite literally what it is, and he's a headline grabber. He's just every single day it's a new reality show episode, and you can't ignore it. Like it's you only used to see the president talk like every so often, and it was like, shit, okay, that's like, what am I going to watch? Because it's going to be on like 15 channels. And but now it's like tweets, and the government's been shut down, and he's just talking every day about something, magnets, and they don't work in water, and I just the most random shit. So it's hard to ignore, and if you really are paying attention to what's going on and reading the tea leaves, it just makes it that much more disturbing that I guess this is what some people voted for. Like, I don't know.
I thought only me and ICP cared about magnets.
Yeah.
Fucking magnets. That's cool.
How do they work?
But no, it's kind of an ongoing joke here at the house because I'm a huge fan of magnets also. But I will tell you, magnets do work in water. So.
Uh,
Sorry, you
I
weren't
think
ready for that curveball.
yeah, that was great.
yeah, well, yeah, and I think the thing too is I think it would be nice to have at least 1 week where you could just go without a headline that makes you scratch your head, or just go, what the hell? Just maybe 1 week, but you don't get
Yep.
that. It is like you said, every week, every
Well,
it seems like every day.
yeah. There's something I meant to look up before we got on this call, but I got sidetracked doing weird shit because that's what I do. But I'm kind of following all the different locations that Trump has went to over the last X amount of months, and right now he's going through another tour of different places, and
Uh,
like one of the things they keep talking about is I guess every place that he goes, they're giving him a gift,
yeah.
and I wanted to check, and I meant to check to see, is that something that's common? Is that something that's always happened? Like when presidents visit other countries, do they
I
always
don't.
give them
I don't
gifts?
know. I don't think they give them freaking crowns. I'll tell you that much. I don't think they do that like they did with South Korea to him.
Yeah.
So could there be customary gifts? Maybe, but I doubt it's as lavish as that. That's a little bit of brown nosing right there.
Well,
Um,
and we've seen like the badge and stuff like that, and it's kind of like I have to rub my eyes and pinch myself.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy to see. I mean, and I get it. Like in some way, he's sort of threatening all these countries, with all these tariffs and everything. So they're kind of trying to stay on his good side because of everything that's happening. But yeah, it's a little too much. I mean, for a guy whose head's about to explode anyway because it's so fucking big. Uh, it's a little much, I think. Um, I did task you, Braden, with a little something. I don't know if you were able to get any information about it, about Democrats versus Republicans, um, about as far as making laws, actual laws that restrict our rights. Now, everybody makes laws when they're in there, there's certain things that they do and all this and blah, blah, blah. And the far left have some terrible freaking ideas, and I don't like a lot of their crap, let me tell you. But let's talk about actual laws that really affect you as a human as far as rights go. Because rights, I mean, the one thing that we have in this country that we are supposed to have, right, is that we're a country of freedom. That was supposed to be the whole thing. Do you remember that catchphrase, freedom, that thing, that whole thing, America? I don't know. It used to be a thing
They
back in the
they
day.
put it on a shirt and sold it for Charlie Kirk.
They definitely did. So, so, so
Uh, we might get canceled for that one. I don't know.
jails, maybe jails for that one. Sorry. Um, so did you find out any sort of any sort of
Uh,
laws that, as far as that goes?
so I did find a few things, and we can dive a little deeper, but just throwing in a quick, just posing that question, basically verbatim: how many laws have have Democrats passed versus Republicans? So if we look over recent history,
Hmm.
Republican-led legislation included things like restricting voting laws. Uh,
Hmm.
there's gerrymandering things going on right now, I believe, in Texas at the same time, going on in California. So they're trying to cancel each other
Right.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
obviously, abortion and reproductive acts. I think they're still trying to limit forms of contraception. I think they're still trying to do that.
They're trying to get it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Gun control rescissions, basically, and that's something under Democrat-led legislation. Usually, it
Now,
flip-flops.
now, explain that to me, because now that's the big thing that the Republicans always say. They want to take my guns. They want to take my gun. Now, as far as I know, it's usually about some sort of regulation. It's usually about some
Yeah,
sort of just way to try to weed out some of these wackos that have guns, even though that's virtually impossible to completely do.
So
But what are we
it's
talking about?
things, yeah, things like Democrats advocate for stricter laws, obviously, such as universal background checks, bans on certain types of firearms. I believe Clinton, it was Clinton, for instance, put a 10-year ban on, and I'm going to get this wrong, but it was some type of assault weapon. It was a broad net. Obviously, we haven't seen anything like that since.
Mm-hmm.
Things like I think Obama tried to do a couple of things, but basically not necessarily taking away people's guns, but just
Right.
trying to limit as much you can, because the whole thing is, well, drugs are illegal and people still get a hold of those. You can't, no matter what you do, people are going to get access to guns.
Right.
I mean, yeah, but it's doing something. Moving along from that, Republican-led legislation, education and free speech, limiting how race, gender, sexual orientation can be discussed in schools. And if we look at Democrat-led legislation, we already touched on the gun control. Things such as election reform, described by Republicans as unconstitutional power grab. And it would put partisan federal officials in charge of local elections, prevent common sense voter fraud prevention measures.
Oh, that's what happens. Yeah.
So, and I believe, I want to check myself, one of the bigger ones, the Civil Rights Act, I want to say that was Democrat-led.
You talking about the 60s?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe. But I think overall, and you can look back. I mean, the parties flipped. The parties have definitely flipped, because you can point back that Democrats used to be a lot like the old Republicans. I'm not even going to say MAGA Republicans, but
they were more conservative.
Yeah. But the parties have definitely flipped. But if you just look at ideals, and you've got people out there who want to argue about the woke stuff and the transgender stuff and this, that, and the third. To your point, a lot of that is way far left ideology. I don't agree with all of it. I don't think it's, acts of the devil or whatever the fuck. But
no, I don't think it should be the make or break of any party either. I think it's just well, either party goes too far sometimes when it comes to that sort of stuff. I mean, I feel like that, as far as the Democrats, they are more known for empathizing with people or trying to be compassionate about everybody. But you just it just goes a little too far. But I was just curious about all the laws that actually are trying to prevent people from doing stuff. Because those are the things that I don't like. When you're talking about taking away free speech, which that happens from both of them as far as wanting to do it. Now, that as far as there's not an actual law about it, but they both have done it, and I disagree with all of it. But obviously the abortion is a big one. That's a big one. But there's definitely more laws that they want to pass or they're working toward getting done. But yeah, when it comes to the freedoms, the actual freedoms, that's when I feel like, and they're both hypocrites. They both Republicans want to talk about they don't like big government, and they want the government to watch everything that you're doing. They're using these ICE to watch you. They said they can actually watch you through your phone now and watch pretty much anything you do and everything you got on it. It's kind of like that Batman movie, where they can kind of see everything. You know what I mean?
Uh,
I mean, is this where we're
I
at?
don't know if that sound came through or not, but
oh, Matt and I had the exact same thought. Uh,
What's the
yeah.
thought? What's the thought?
Oh, it was the
if they, yeah, if they can watch me through my phone, then they have watched me
love
through my phone.
Whoa. I'm just saying they might be. They might do that. The
Uh,
capabilities may be endless. Who knows? Yeah, I don't
was
like any of that stuff.
alone.
so, you brought up
All by myself.
the ice thing. I sent you guys that little Reddit thread with the article in it. Kind of
Oh
circling
yeah.
back to talking about laws and restricting rights and things. To kind of peel back that onion a little bit more, that article stated that this app that ICE has on their phones, if they walk up to you, take your picture, and that app says, Matt, you're an illegal alien, that can, pun intended, trump your birth certificate.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, I feel like I've said it a lot this episode. What the fuck? Like,
You do look a
Yeah.
little bit like an illegal alien, man.
And it was
Just a
stating that
little.
after they scan you, they can keep that photo for up to 15 years on
yep.
file. And I was like, okay, that's
Yeah. I
Not
don't get it.
Orwellian. This isn't Orwellian at all, guys.
No.
Uh, yeah, and this is a playbook that they've used many times. I mean, look at what happened after 9/11, and all the
Yep.
freedoms we had to give up for protection of ourselves, And so this whole fear mongering things is nothing new, but people still buy into it constantly for some fucking reason. I'm not really sure why. Yeah. All right, a few more little things we got real quick. I love Hitler, says young Republicans.
I've heard that. If you guys sent anything on that one, I did not read it, but I had heard that a couple of times, and I'm like, this has got to be some of that fake news stuff. But I'm guessing there's merit to this statement somewhere.
Yeah, apparently some some of these young Republican people saying all kinds of pretty deplorable stuff. Braden, what was some of the stuff they said?
Oh, something about gas chambers and like the showers. Oh, I don't remember everything. It was they use just what the kids are talking about these days.
That's crazy kids. Oh,
No, when you first read that headline, I mean, it sounds like an SNL skit. Like, again, like, what are we even doing in this reality anymore? It's very concerning, because why is this movement growing? I do not understand it.
No.
You know what? I think it is.
Well-
I think it is that we always have to rebel against the previous one. Am I wrong? Is that not what we're doing? It's like in the in the 60s and the 50s, you had the rock and roll was crazy, and then we're just rebelling more to the 60s, take it to the 70s, to the 80s, we got 90s with Manson, and then after that, it's like a little bit of a cooling off, and now we're going way back to freaking, I don't know, Amish like ways. I don't know exactly. But I think that might be a little of it. Like, well, look, mom and dad, you guys are like, you're listening to what? Like punk rock and stuff. I can't be doing that. I'm gonna go listen to the gospel, man. I can't do that. It's crazy.
The gospel and Tom McDonald.
I
It's
don't
on my
know.
playlist.
But is that a part of it, Matt? I mean, is it a little bit of screw you guys? I'm being my own person over here.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard statements that, we run this cycle about I think the way it was stated was like about every 107 years. We run this cycle, and really thinking about the timelines of where we're at in this 100 years. It makes it kind of scary to think that if we repeat the things over and over again every 100 or so years, um, what's gonna be the case when we get into that 2040 mark, or maybe a little bit before or a little bit after, because there was a lot of really bad shit that happened for a really long time there, for about 25 to 30 years, and not just in American history, all across the world. It was pretty freaking crazy. Um, it's just, to me, it's wild to think about. Sorry, I may have went down a rabbit hole there, but
But you're good. You're good.
yeah,
Yeah, it is. It is wild and crazy. But I think too, as also you have this sort of movement. It's always there, but whenever they start to sort of lose steam and uh, people stop, going and stuff. I feel like that they really start to implant themselves in ways that we're not thinking about, and they start building this sort of
yeah,
uh, this sort of machine that recruits a lot more people. You know, but DC talk, let's bring guns, Jesus freak. You know what I mean? Like you get the people
yeah,
somehow, and I think these days, obviously, it's with podcasts and just rabbit holes on the internet and stuff, people start going down it and start making sense. And anybody could start making sense like that to a degree. If you're listening to them enough, I mean, because we're hardwired to like sort of believe things, right? That we see
oh yeah,
and listen. If they sound believable, and so if we go, huh, yeah, I get that. That makes sense. So if you're literally watching this day in day out, I mean, it's easy to sort of get like, oh yeah, I'm agreeing with all this stuff. So that's wild. Um, just a few more things here. There was a story, and I'm not going to touch too much on this because I don't know all the details or couldn't remember much of them because it's been so long. But remember that teacher who died, who I sent you this a while back. I think her name was Ellen Greenberg, stabbed 20 times. They ruled her death a suicide. She was even stabbed in the
yeah.
back of her neck. Ruled her death a suicide the first time. Her family fought to get this reversed. And then they went and ruled it again a suicide. Thoughts on that?
I mean,
Is Kurt Cobain rolling around in his grave right now?
yeah, I think so. I don't know if probably stabbed myself once. I don't know about 20 times.
What about in the back, though? Can you do it in the back?
That's
All
that.
right.
I don't know. Not 20 times.
It's rough, huh?
Yeah.
We even had what was his name? Elliot Smith stabbed himself in the heart. Apparently, supposedly, his girlfriend was in the other room, stabbed himself in the heart. Um,
Hmm.
which seems kind of rough. I mean, look, everybody has different constitutions of what they're able to do, I suppose, but that seems a little rough to me. Matt,
Uh, Cocaine's a hell of a drug. I mean,
cocaine, yeah,
uh,
makes you go like this. Cha cha cha.
yeah. I mean, to me, it makes no sense. Like,
Uh,
um, I, I struggled with carving a bit at times in my younger years, and
mhm.
like even that, I'm like, can't imagine doing that too much to myself. So stabbing myself 20 times. I mean, you would really have to be on something pretty daggum strong to even, I think, have the capacity to do that with the
Yeah,
pain.
yeah, yeah. Now again, I don't know all the details, so I don't know if you might have been on some stuff, but I don't recall that. But anyway,
And
that was
and
a
I,
wild one.
and I used to be able to link my hands behind my back. Now, granted, not at this age. So I mean, I guess technically you can stab yourself in the back, and kind of depend on where it was at. Maybe a lower
Yeah,
quadrant, or you know.
yeah.
Is it just some kind of weird, knife fit? She had two, and
Um,
like the big inflatable balloons.
so let's chalk that up to truth then. Truth. Okay. Um, true story. True story. All right. Well, there was a story about a Halloween thing where three people went to a doorbell and rang and was threatening to kill people and stuff. But apparently, that was just their cousins or something. They're playing a prank on them. So I guess that one wasn't that big of a deal, but that was kind of scary. Uh, I did send you, Matt, a video of Elvis in The Sixth Sense. Did you watch that?
I did not. I missed that one
Okay.
altogether.
This was AI generated Elvis playing in The Sixth Sense, but
Okay.
but it fit pretty dang good.
Okay. I'll have to go
I
back
mean,
and find that one.
he had the right cadence down, and it sounded just like him, and it like was set more in his time period, and I don't know, it was wild. Going back to AI one more time, I think I'd sent this to you guys too. I don't know if you saw it. Suzanne Somers, of course, she died a while back. She was the
Oh yeah.
girl in Three's Company. Uh, Her husband apparently is working on or has completed, I'm not sure, an AI version of her. And he says you can't tell the difference.
Um,
Go ahead, Brayden.
well, first off, I remember Suzanne Summers from Step by Step.
Oh, yeah.
That was my shit. Step by step, day by day, day by day. Anyways, uh, no, that is. There's part of me that has often thought about, like, when I die, would it be possible to be uploaded to a computer?
Mhm.
Like, what is that? Could I just be in the Legend of Zelda after I die? That okay,
Well,
cool. But
I think now, well, I think now they could go back and use these podcasts and train an AI to be you, to mimic you. Uh,
true,
I'm not sure how efficiently, but we've already seen it. I mean, there's
Yeah.
already stand-up specials of George Carlin that
Yeah.
is a little hit or miss. But this was like even back years ago, so there's no telling what it would be like now. It might even be
yeah,
right on the money. But even that first one that I listened to years ago, it it had some of his thought processes down. Now again, some of it I go, well, I don't think Carlin would have said that, but there's some things that it does sort of fit with it. So give that years and years and years, and as they grow, I mean, that's going to be like spot on. You're going to listen
yeah.
to a whole thing and say, oh, when did Carlin do this one? Oh, he never did it. Oh, okay, wow,
Yeah.
crazy. Um, yeah, it's pretty wild. That I don't know. Matt, you got anything else on that one?
Well, I mean, if you're not familiar with it, a pretty good TV show is actually called Upload on, I think that's on Prime. Pretty interesting concept, but it's about people being uploaded into the cloud when they die, and then you can
Yeah, I
visit
think you talked.
you can visit your uploaded people by putting on a VR headset, and
Hmm.
uh, yeah. So
That's wild.
if you haven't watched that, I would suggest it. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Last thing I got for you guys is Netflix documentary The Perfect Neighbor. Did anybody get a chance to watch it?
Yeah, I did watch that one.
It's on my list. When you sent it last night, we were trick or treating and
Uh,
didn't get around to it. So
no,
Yeah,
no problem.
it's on his
No.
list just like that kiss is. The kiss is on the that's sorry.
Right.
Um,
Well, I mean, this is a news story, so it's possible you might even know what this one is, Braden. But Matt, what'd you think about it?
you know, I think I vaguely recall hearing stories about it when it happened in
Mm,
2023. It's not been that long ago.
right.
Um, but no, it was a pretty good show of exactly how people's mindsets are. I mean, I think using any common sense in that situation, there wouldn't have been someone who died over it. I know
Right.
I've I've visited people who lived in those types of communities where they had the duplexes and you own it, things of that nature. Condos. That's what I'm trying to think of.
Hmm.
And I thought the yards were all just a community yard also because it's all mowed by the people who, I don't know for a better or way of saying it, own the property. You can buy the building. So, um,
Right. Well, it seems like most of them were actually renting those condos or
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
they were. But they think it did mention that the guy said he thought that she owned hers outright, but that was
yeah,
never completely substantiated. I'm not sure if that's true, but either way,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
look, I don't like living around a lot of people, specifically myself. And I get sometimes you might have to do things, but it's like the amount of sort of I don't know, of just narcissism where you just feel like everything has to be about you. It's like,
yeah,
these kids, I mean, yeah, I'm sure sometimes they ran in on her grass or whatever, but I don't think that they're beating her door down or anything, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the fact that she didn't like kids, obviously, or didn't like those types of kids.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's just creating this sort of problem that escalated into where it escalated, which is wild that it happened that way and very tragic that it did. But
Oh yeah.
like, what compels a person to just continually do what she did? And then her reaction, man, to the police there at the end was wild, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. And
What?
it, thinking about it in something that might come to reference in your head naturally, it reminded me of, the boy who cried wolf, the way it kind of went down.
Hmm.
She was
Yeah. Oh yeah.
constantly calling
Sure.
about all these things and all these things and all these things. And probably the part that hit hardest was when the cop was talking to her in the room and he was saying, well, how long do you think it was between the time that you called the first time and hung up and the time you called afterward? Um,
Hmm.
and when you finally found out how long it actually was between, it's like, oh,
It was like no time. It's the 2 minutes, man.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was like literally probably hanging up the phone, going to the door, doing it, and then going back to call. I mean, it was literally
yeah,
no time at all. Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's it's very tragic, but again, it's like I get that some people aren't meant to live in those sort of situations, but if you have no choice, if it's something that you have to do, you have to try to make the best of it. And unfortunately, she did not. But that is a scary, scary situation. I mean,
it
I've
it
never had
is.
a lot. I've never had really a lot of problems with neighbors. Not really. I mean, look, honestly, the only time I can ever even think of is one time we were back when in your ex-girlfriend we were playing music at the house up there in T-Ville, and there was one time we usually would like quit at a reasonable hour. There was one time we went a little bit later, but it wasn't even crazy late anyway. It might have been like 8 o'clock at night. I don't remember. It wasn't super late, but anyway, somebody called the cops on us. Somebody did one time, but I mean, usually I don't, I don't have a problem, but I don't live in that sort of situation either. So, but it's like I don't know. I feel like if you're that devoid of want of human interaction, you should try to find, especially if you own the place, try to find some other place to live and get yourself some isolation, because obviously
Yeah,
this is not for you. It's a terrible, terrible situation. All right.
yeah,
Anyways, that's all.
definitely
That's
is.
all I got, guys. You got anything else, Braden?
Um, yeah. So, given, and I'm not going to get into it, but the reasons we were postponed last week, uh, and obviously everything we just talked about, I wanted to close with a little quote from Mr. David Grohl. Um,
Okay.
Well, it's times like these you learn to live again. It's times like these you give and give again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these, time and time again. We opened up, on episode 1 talking about mental health. I think now more than ever, it's extremely important. So yeah, I think I've been thinking about that a lot over the past week, and yeah, just trying to stay grounded and yeah, just staying in touch with people.
We have to. I think we really get tested a lot more these days because we're so inundated with such negativity.
Yep.
I'm not a poly-positive guy myself on a regular basis, but when you get hit with the constant
Yep.
things that make you feel just like that there is no hope and there is no way that you can ever kind of climb out of these holes that we have found ourselves in, it does get overwhelming and stuff.
Yep.
So, the only way to kind of do that is sort of realize that there is life beyond these screens and stuff, which is, it's kind of hard to see that, unless you're talking to your Neo robot. So, so it's always better when you're actually talking to real people and you realize, oh, okay, I guess not everybody's a complete dick. I mean, I thought they were because I read comments all day long,
Yeah.
The internet humor, I call it. It's like, haha, yeah, you're so funny.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you got?
I don't really have anything extra. I was gonna talk if we had went last week about the Tough Mudder that I did. I know we had talked a lot about running, but did a 10-mile Tough Mudder in Lebanon, Tennessee. Actually, I think I said Cookville last time we talked. But it's Lebanon is like where it actually occurs at, and they call that the Nashville Tough Mudder. But yeah, other than that, just kind of living life, man, enjoying being a grandpa and trying to be a better me every day.
And running.
Just running.
All right, guys, that's good. Well, I guess that's it. That's it for now.
All right.
So later to the later.
Later, guys.
See ya.
Peace.
Peace.
Crackling news on the old truck radio, preacher's voice, then a talk show blowing smoke. Neighbors fighting on the Facebook feed, saying more than they ever would in the street. There's small town static in the air tonight, buzzing like a fly on a neon light. I miss the hush of a front porch swing, back when silence still meant something. Can't hear the crickets for the satellite. There's too much noise in this quiet life, trying to tune it out, but I